We all know how this season has gone for Daniel Ricciardo and the drama surrounding him and his departure from McLaren. The Australian has had a poor season, comparing that to his standards, but also his teammate Lando Norris, who has dominated the Aussie in almost every race this season. Ricciardo had his McLaren contract, which was due to end at the end of the 2023 season, mutually terminated, and he has been looking for a seat in Formula 1 next season, but it's very unlikely now. Ricciardo has very few options for a seat in 2023, and it looks like he may have to do something else whilst he sees if 2023 gives him a new opportunity. Will that be something to do within Formula 1, or will he leave for another support to wait for a seat in 2024? Well, let's go and take a look. With all but 2 seats being confirmed for 2023, it's improbable that Ricciardo will be in Formula 1 next season. With every seat except for the second Haas and Williams seat being free, it is looking more and more like Ricciardo will be without a car next season. Williams is more than likely looking at Logan Sargent to see if he gets P5 or above in Formula 2 to get the correct super license points so he can drive in Formula 1 next season. Haas is also taking their time and waiting to see how the final races go with Mick Schumacher so they can make a decision on if they will keep the youngster or if they will go with the more reliable and experienced Nico Hülkenberg is yet to be seen. So from this, we can gather that unless someone makes a shock retirement or decides they'll be leaving Formula 1, Ricciardo will have to take a year out in 2023. The weekend of the Japanese Grand Prix was confirmed by Ricciardo that what he knows will happen in 2023, saying, "I think the reality now is that I won't be on the grid in 2023. So clearly from this, we can gather that Daniel has spoken to all the teams and he knows that there is no opportunity at all for him to get into Formula 1 for 2023. This is very harsh on Daniel as he is a talented driver and clearly has the skill. And this was shown during his time at Red Bull, especially where he won 7 races during his time there. He is clearly a driver who deserves to be on the grid solely based on what he's done in the past and has the pace when he is confident in the team and in the car that he's driving. However, for most of 2021 and nearly all of 2022, Daniel's been very poor for his standards and compared it to his teammate who has the better of him when they have both finished in a race. Formula 1 is a ruthless sport, and if you are not quick in recent years, most teams will forget what you have done in the past. Many teams need to have drivers who are on the pace currently so they get the best performances that are possible for the team, and maybe Daniel does not bring that at the moment due to his lack of confidence that he has had due to his past years at McLaren. Now, the main problem with taking a year break from Formula 1 and hoping to come back in 2024 is that it's very hard to find a seat once you leave the sport and world champion. Jenson Button confirmed this by saying, "It's game over because you get forgotten after a year in Formula 1. So clearly Button believes and also has seen himself that as soon as you miss a year in the sport and become inactive, you are just in the past. Now, of course, there are some exceptions, so this such as Alex Albon, who took a year out in 2021 and then he got a seat for 2022 onwards in Williams. It is not all said, and thereof, of course, is a chance for Daniel to join the grid in 2024 and onwards, but it will be much harder as a lot of drivers are locked into long-term contracts. Do you think Daniel deserves to have a year out in the sport considering his poor performances? And if you think that, will he ever be back in the main seat in the near future, or is his career over for now? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Now, onto the option that is more likely to happen for Daniel Ricciardo in 2023 is to take a reserve driver role at a top team. This top team is said to be Mercedes, with them being without a reserve driver in 2023 due to Nick de Vries signing for AlphaTauri alongside Yuki after his incredible driver in Monza earlier this season. Now, even though a reserve driver role is not what Daniel would have been hoping for in 2023, he will still be in the sport in some way, with him being at the track still every weekend, just in case Lewis Hamilton or George Russell had to miss out on a race for a number of reasons. By being a reserve driver at Mercedes, he will be able to work in the factory and help the team develop the car, and as Daniel is very experienced, he will improve the team even more and hopefully allow them to fight for the championship in 2023. He will also be able to still work in a simulator week in and week out, which allows him to still get a feel of the sport. So if he does come back in 2024 for another team, he will still be very familiar with the cars. Lewis Hamilton has been full of praise for Ricciardo through the past couple of weeks, with him saying, "I think he is far too talented and he deserves the right to be amongst us all racing." So clearly, Hamilton believes that Ricciardo should be driving in Formula 1 due to his past achievements. He should get a seat just on the talent that he has. To have a 7-time world champion say this, who have been racing each other for over 10 years, it shows how Hamilton rates him very highly. Even though Ricciardo will never be teammates with Hamilton, but just Ricciardo being a reserve driver at Mercedes will allow him to develop his skills further, get experience, and could get his confidence back. Lewis may be hinting at Ricciardo joining Mercedes, saying, "If he is part of our team, that would be great, but that role is not what really is best for him." So Lewis would happily take Daniel at the team, but once again, he reinstates that Daniel does not deserve to be in the reserve role, and Lewis seems that he will be determined to find Daniel a seat for the future. But what do you think? Do you think that Ricciardo will benefit from taking a reserve driver role at Mercedes? Reserve driver will only hurt his career. Leave your thoughts in the comment below, and make sure you to like the video whilst you're at it. Now, onto a rare but possible opportunity for Ricciardo in 2023 is this to join IndyCar until a seat becomes available in Formula 1. Daniel is a huge fan of America, and this is shown whenever Formula 1 goes to the States. IndyCar will be a great chance for Daniel to see if he enjoys it, so when he does decide to retire from Formula 1, he can maybe go there and finish off his racing career. But IndyCar would allow him to continue to be race fit. Racing in a category that is the closest to Formula 1 allows him to get some of his confidence back at the same time as experiencing new things. Former Formula 1 driver who is in IndyCar right now, Romain Grosjean, said that he would love to see Ricciardo in Formula 1, and it would be a great sight to see a proven Formula 1 driver take to move over to the States and see how they compare to the rest of the racers over there. But what do you think? Should Daniel take some time in IndyCar and to wait till Formula 1 seat comes available? Let me know in the comments below. Overall, looking at what Ricciardo's future now looks like, what do you think he should do? Should he become a Mercedes reserve driver? Or should he do something different and move to the IndyCar and continue racing consistently? Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome Formula 1 content in the future.